Well, let's go into a few areas and then I'm be done. The first area of how you sow and you reap is the area of obedience and submission. See? You can't, because in order to receive your full season, you have to be obedient and submitted to God and His structures. Where are you going if you got a disobedient spirit? You're not going nowhere. You're just going to be anointed, occasionally used, and receive some forms of blessing because you're still His child. That's all you will receive. And many are walking in that deceived place thinking that they're so abundantly blessed. You're not abundantly blessed. You're receiving blessings because of mercy and grace. You're not receiving what we call the type of favor and blessings according to walking in a place with God based on obedience. That's different than receiving the mercy and grace type of blessings. See? Because that covers everybody. But obedience and submission to His will is different. And that level is according to the type of favor you receive because of your obedience. See? So now, with that being said, the rules and laws that govern the receiving of your full new season, the rules and laws here is one principle. It's a principle of sow and reap. In order for you to determine what you're going to reap, you cannot reap the fullness of the 100 if you're not even nowhere near sown into that, pertaining to the totality of who you are in the kingdom. You can't be at level 10 and want to get up to level 100. You got to sow at 100 to reap 100. You may be sown in the 30, maybe sown in the 60. Maybe. You have to determine, we have to determine where we are. See? And this is why, oh my gosh, Lord thank you. This is why there's friction in churches. Because for the 100 group and the 60 group and the 30 group, there's a clashing. And if you got a leader that's and every church is not, it doesn't exist in every church, but I'm just using that as an illustration. If in that church there's a leader that's pushing 100, whether male or female, and they're pushing in the realm of the 100, it's going to cause friction with many who's not, because they can't catch the spirit of the leader. And when you can't catch the spirit of the leader, that's why you keep clashing with your leader. Because the spirit of your leader, you understand how they sow. And that's a part of impartation. It's not being like them. You have to be your own person, your own character. You understand, you have your own ways. But when you catch a part of the spirit of the leader, you understand how they sow according to what they give out of themselves, according to the kingdom. And when you take on the spirit of your leader, you not saying in totality, not saying in every little detail, but to a large degree, you begin to do just like them. And this is why you see so much pulling of the leader in the church, the leader in the church, or the leader in certain ones, the leader in that one, because the spirit is not the same, based on what they're sowing out. See? So this falls under the category of submission and obedience. Does that mean you're not obedient just because you don't sow the same? No. Let me clarify that. But I'm saying it based on the 100. See the point? It doesn't mean they're not obedient in their 60. It doesn't mean they're not obedient in their 30, but in their 30. In their 60, that's all. But what may be coming at them is the 100. So it's what's coming at you. It's not what you do only. It's what's coming at you. See, 100 may be coming at you, but you may be comfortable with obeying in 60. See? And that's where the friction is. So then it becomes like this, and this is why people leave churches. Let me explain it to you and break it down to you. Besides offenses and something that could be legitimate, someone doing something wrong, saying something wrong and all that, a lot of times it has to do with the 100 coming at the individual or the group, and they're not willing to go with the 100. So come across like the leader don't care or don't understand or inconsiderate. It's not that. They have a spirit of 100. And a leader with a spirit of 100 will come at you in a 100-fold realm. And when they do, they're going to come across like they're being hard, because the 100-fold realm is the fullness. See? So if that's the case, what you got to remember is this. If your spirit is not there, don't think the leader is wrong. It's not the leader being wrong. I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying in the sense of the 100-fold. It's just that's where their spirit is. Their spirit is in the hundredfold. They're willing to deny and forsake and do anything that God tells them to do. And that means they will end up causing friction with the husband if it's a male, female pastor, with the wife. Because the spirit of that leader going to go after God in the hundredfold realm. And this is why there's friction sometime in the marriage of that male and female, and that male and then that woman, and then if it's a female pastor, female and then a husband. And then sometimes with the parishioners, because it's not that it's all about being wrong or doing something wrong. It's sometimes the spirit of what is getting out. Others said, I'm not willing to go there to that degree. I'm not willing. This is why a man of God, a woman of God, need to determine what the ministry is for them. Because they have to determine the spirit of the leader and say, can I handle this? If you say God called you somewhere, if God called you somewhere, then that means that your spirit should be able to handle what the leader give off according to the structure that they place. Man, he hard. Man, she hard. No, you say God called you to a ministry. If God called you to somewhere, your spirit should be able to handle it or come up to it eventually. See? Well, that's just the way it is. And that they're under the category of submission and obedience, because what you sow is what you should give back. So there are rules and laws that governs the receiving of your full new season. The rule and law we want to apply is the law of, or the principle of sow and reap. Sow and reap. You see, sow and reap. So are you sowing in the place of obedience and submission? Are you? Are you? The next one we have is the area of love and forgiveness. You might say, how did that fall into it? Sometimes we're trying to match a season according to what we can handle. Sometimes you got to understand the magnitude of how high you go. It depends on your love walk. So your love walk got to go high in order to get the greatest of the season. So if you say you want the greatest of the season, you can't be holding aught. You can't be having unforgiveness in your heart. You can't have that. I'm not saying you don't, I'm not talking about, where you kind of letting out to kind of mess with some people. I'm not talking about that. You kind of let to kind of leave some people alone. That's different. Your heart is still pure. Not that. I'm talking when you actually have aught in your heart. Actually have issues in your heart with somebody. That's different. That, you have to determine the magnitude of what you're going to sow in love to reap it. Well, why nobody don't love you? Because you don't give no love. Don't give none. This hard and mean as can be. Unforgiving as can be. So if you're unforgiving, then you expect to reap the fullness of all this love being poured on you. No. 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 Forgiveness and love. Forgiveness and love. Obedience and submission. Rules and laws that governs the receiving of the full new season. Rules and laws that governs that. Rules and laws in which that rule and law is what we call sow and reap. The principle of sow and reap. So if you want the full new season, determine what you're actually sowing out to reap back in. Determination is yours. The conclusion is yours. It's the next man's or the next woman's determination and conclusion. Only you can conclude that. Only I can conclude that. It is rhetorical. Don't fault the next man or the next woman. Determine within yourself where you are. And be honest with yourself. And determine according to the rule and law, which is the principle of sow and reap, what you're sowing. You understand what you're reaping. Reference to whether you can even go anywhere near the full new season. People of God determine that as we go forth in this season. To go towards, for those who choose to and want to, towards the full new season. Amen? Amen. Amen. We bless the Lord. Let us stand.